Most people think cheating is about sex or a sudden lack of self-control, but usually it's about a hunger that started decades before you ever met your partner, a specific kind of silence in the house where you grew up that you are still trying to fill today. Today, we're looking at the invisible wound through the lens of Sentinel Intelligence, the biological survival mechanism that turns your brain into an evolutionary scout, scanning for threats in the very place you should feel safest. Growing up without emotional love doesn't just hurt at the time, it fundamentally rewires how your brain processes safety and your own worth. Psychology calls these attachment wounds, and they don't fade just because you got older or got married. If you didn't receive consistent warmth as a kid, your nervous system learned that love is unpredictable. You developed a negative core belief that says, "I am not worthy of love unless I am useful." This is why one person's love is never enough. It clashes with your internal programming, and you seek social proof from others to convince yourself you exist.
If you grew up where emotions were unpredictable, you learned that love is something you earn. This leads to what researcher Gregory Jerkovich calls parentification, where you were forced into the role of emotional caregiver for the adults who should have been caring for you. It creates a performance contract. You became the fixer because you thought being needed was the same as being loved. Eventually, you feel like a milk cow for everyone else's emotional hunger, letting them drain you dry while they offer nothing in return. You look for a new audience where the contract hasn't been exhausted yet. If you're tired of being the milk cow, leave a house emoji to show you're ready to build a sanctuary for yourself instead of a stage for others. Some people treat intimacy like a threat. This is avoidant attachment dressed as strength. Your nervous system has a subconscious detection system called Neurosception. While others see passion, your system detects a threat in the form of intimacy. To protect yourself, you operate like a vault, creating data asymmetry. You know everything about your partner, but they know nothing about the real you. You believe that if you aren't fully known, you can't be fully destroyed.
Eventually, the math stops adding up. Based on social exchange theory and Caryl Rusbult's investment model, you realize that crumbs aren't a meal just because you are hungry. You've been spending emotional currency on someone who isn't even checking the balance. This isn't being cold, it's energy economics. Your self-worth finally evicts your fear of being alone, and you subtract yourself from the system. If you're done accepting crumbs, leave a calm emoji face to show you found your clarity. You aren't being paranoid, you are an evolutionary scout. Because you had to read the room as a child to stay safe, you became an expert at hyper-vigilant empathy. Your brain runs deep emotional simulations, predicting every way a relationship could end. This leads to pre-emptive sabotage. Because abandonment hurts less when you initiate it, you might disconnect or stray just to choose a regulated state of peace over the dysregulated chaos of a relationship you no longer trust. If your sentinel brain tells you to leave before you get left, drop a brain emoji so we can find our tribe of overthinkers. Healing this wound is an act of post-traumatic growth. In Japan, the art of Kintsugi involves fixing broken bowls with gold lacquer. You are that gold-filled vessel. By practicing radical authenticity, you stop auditioning for your own life and start respecting yourself enough to walk away from anyone who requires you to shrink. You are the cycle breaker who says, "This pattern stops here." If you're ready to start the healing, drop a diamond emoji to signal you are shining through the pressure.